Welcome to another taste and experience with the encounters. Um, Before we start and get right into it, big shout out to Auntie Janice because she was like, "I need you to talk about it," and so that we will. So let's go ahead and dive right into it. The item that we have right here is going to be one of my favorites. This is the Stone Woot Stout at 11.5% alcohol by volume in a 12-ounce can. But here's where it gets crazy. We're recording this right now in 2024, and this is a 2019 beer. Been hanging on to this for quite some time. This is a 2019 beer. The Woot Stout is phenomenal, but this is also with Will Wheaton, and which is also from Will Wheaton from Star Trek. We got Drew Curtis. These guys are phenomenal names in the brewing industry, and definitely love their comic book art. What's crazy is all the bottles that were for the Woot Stout during this whole sort of situation for all the different years. They had different labels, and this one's the comic book one. There was one for aliens and so on and so forth. So this is my last one that I have from this era. So let's go ahead and crack this open. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and purge it. Been sitting on this since 2019. Pour on. That is wonderful. That nice centered for you. Picture perfect. Dive into it. Ooh. Now, I've had this before back when it came out, but having it aged and having it sit for so long, it still smells like the day it was fresh, to be honest with you. And you're like, how is that possible? It's been sitting. Oh, we've got a cooler that's very cellared. So we keep everything inside the cooler, and we do not let that cooler fail, and we keep it at an optimal temperature for years on end, and that's how it's a proper cellar. It's got wonderful pecan notes, your typical stout fragrance, nice balance of chocolate, which would be on the milky side of milk chocolate, not like the dark. We're also going to be talking about the coffee. There is a nice trace of coffee, such as fresh roast, maybe with a little bit of creamer. But other than that, it just smells like a really well put together stout. No ABV is coming through. Remember what we had said at the beginning of the video. It's such a high ABV, over 11%. So let's go ahead and dive right in. Hold on real quick. Yeah, that roasted notes of what they've done with the malt is really giving that nice body of coffee. Just wanted to drive that home. It's wonderful. The whole thing is wonderful. Not even gonna lie, I think it's better aged, right? Let's break it down. First off, is it thirst quenching? Yes. Do you want to like crush it? No. So I would highly recommend, if you get your hands on one of these, do not crush it. Do not. But it's definitely gonna quench your thirst. Let's talk about refreshing. Yes. If you love stouts and you love high ABV, this has all the complexity which a stout with high ABV could possibly bring. Or things identifiable. Chocolate and coffee, absolutely. The other profiles that I'm getting is of pecan. I'm getting toasted. I'm also getting, it's weird, toasted almond. There is some sort of vanilla kickback, which gives it this nice sweet balance, in my opinion. The overall complexity of what's going on, without reading the can, is pretty intense. So the things that you can identify are the coffee, the chocolate, and the nutty profile. Another thing that I'm also picking up is its bread profile, which may be just for me, and it could be just sitting here for a long time. I'm getting a little bit of rye. Now, rye is an acquired taste in bread, but I'll be honest with you, rye bread with a certain combination of meats and condiments makes one hell of a sandwich. You know what I'm talking about. But the overall experience with this is for letting it sit since 2019 is that it's way better in my opinion. Some of these high ABV stouts always get two, maybe three. The reason being is you'll have one right now, right away. You can age one year later and then just put one away, and you just never know when you're going to have it. Keep it celebratory for that reasons, or you're breaking bread with someone who deserves and understands how beer is and its complexities would benefit your guest. So this right here, being for what it is not for everybody. You're not a stout drinker because it's just not your thing. I steer clear of something like this. But if you're someone who knows people who are into it, definitely grab it for them. The can's a collector item. But to have it years later is a wonderful experience. Just for the hell of it, let's find out what the can says. It says here, stout brew with pecans, wheat and rye, 1/4 aged in bourbon barrels. See, the problem, well, the thing where you're like, well, you didn't get the bourbon. I don't think that I could. Now, the woodsy aspect of it was kind of overshadowed by the rye. If everybody knows rye bread, it's pretty overpowering. Now, because of the ABV and the coffee profile, I wasn't able to pick up the bourbon. But after reading it, your brain will start programming going, oh yeah, there it is. But for me, everything that I said in this video, I'm going to stand by. Auntie Janice, thank you very much for allowing me to share this experience with everyone on today's episode. And until next time, guys, cheers.